Allah's guidance during all his life, and my new life was just about to begin. But this is a completely different story. My name is Monika, I'm Polish, and I'm a student of knowledge. I was rather a solitary child, a little bit stubborn, and I always had a great curiosity about different things. I asked many questions, especially about the religion, because I loved to look at the sky and to think about the universe, and I asked questions like why, what for, how. Usually I didn't get the answers because people used to tell me question is a doubt, and a doubt is a sin, so it's from shaitan. So I stopped asking questions and I started reading books. I hope that I will find the answer in the books about all these mysteries of the universe. And I searched in different religions. I read a lot of books, and I used to attend meetings of other religious groups. So somehow I knew that in those religions there was something wrong, that I couldn't choose one of them. I was thinking about myself like something similar to agnostic. I believed in individual perception and a kind of special secret knowledge that was not available for me. And one day, even my parents, I had a discussion with them. They wanted to forbid me from going to such events, such meetings. And I told them one day when I am 18 years old, I will choose my own way, my own religion. I was like in the middle of nowhere because I believed in God, but I couldn't find a way how to worship Him. And I couldn't find the answer, the most important answer, why we are here. What's the purpose of our existence? And I didn't feel comfortable with it, but I couldn't do anything. Until one day I traveled to Spain to work. And then things started to change. I believed in God, but I believed also that if He created the world, He would not leave the humankind without a guidance. The problem was how to find that guidance. And I thought that pieces of the truth were hidden somewhere, and to find the whole picture, I would have to study many different things and to put them together, because I thought that the truth was somewhere lost in the history. And finally I traveled to Spain, and in Spain things started to change because I discovered finally Islam. I met many Muslims, and I was curious about Islam because in my country, in Poland, I had never read anything about Islam in Polish. And one day in the company we had a dining room, and I used to go there to eat my lunch, and I used to eat and read at the same time. And there was a Muslim colleague sitting there, and we started talking about religions, about a little bit about Islam. And it was like my first contact, direct contact with a Muslim. And on another day he told me about one hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but I didn't even know who the Prophet really was sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because in Poland people don't know him as Muhammad, they know him as Muhammad. That I didn't know then that it's like insult to the Prophet. I thought, okay, I don't know anything about this religion, maybe it's interesting to know a little bit more. And the first book I read about Islam was a book titled Islam for Atheists, written by a Spanish philosopher, Abdul Mumin Aya. And I discovered in that book things that I had already thought about God, that he was like a hidden treasure and he wanted to be known, and that we are here to worship him. And it was just like a beginning, the first touch of Islam in my heart. I decided to go to participate in some meetings for women in the mosque. I went to one meeting, but in the meeting there were only Arab women, and they spoke like for 2 hours only in Arabic. So after the meeting I started crying because I really wanted to know something, and I was feeling like tranquility in that place among them, but I wanted to know more. And the problem in Spain and in other countries is that most of imams, they don't speak Spanish, that they don't speak European languages, and to search for knowledge about Islam in Europe sometimes it's very difficult. Islam is a very simple religion and very, very deep. More you study, more you want to know. You want to be closer to the Creator. You want to know more about the Prophet ﷺ. At the beginning, I knew nothing about the Prophet, for example, ﷺ. Now, every time I feel I want to be closer, I want to meet him one day. I want to know more about Sahaba, the people who lived around him, who knew him. And there are so many things to learn about Islam, and that's why I decided to focus my life as much as I can on studying Islam. Because I know there are many misconceptions about it, especially in my country and in Europe. And I cannot blame the people in Europe that they don't know about Islam, because I think this is a responsibility of the Muslims. And if we want to teach people about Islam, first we must learn and be prepared in the best possible way. Because I have an impression that many Muslims don't appreciate, born Muslims, they don't appreciate their own religion. They don't understand it's a gift, and you must protect this gift, because if not, you will lose it. I decided to learn Arabic, to read the Quran in original, because I was not satisfied with the Polish translation. And it was quite difficult because first I started on my own, and later I went to the language school. When I started learning Arabic, I discovered that Arabic language is very rich in expressions, in words. Well, it happens in many languages that one thing may have different descriptions, but in Arabic it happens even more frequently. They have so many expressions for so many different things, not only for the name of camel, for example, or love or fear. The problematic thing is women's rights in Islam. And this is absolutely absurd. This is not true that women don't have rights in Islam, that they are oppressed. And if they cover their heads, this is because it's a form of worship, not because of a man. If they understand well why they cover their heads. Some people may say that the religion, Islam, is not going along with science. But first of all, they forget that Islam contributed to the scientific revolution. There are many modern theories about the evolution of the man and so on. They may explain some things, but they never explain the reason. They may answer to many questions, how, but never answer why. So some may say that the world was created from nothing, by nothing and for nothing. It doesn't make sense. So if someone asks me now if I own the truth, I can say that no, the truth owns me. And if someone asks me if I found Islam, I say no, this is Islam that found me, that Allah allowed me to find it. The message of Islam is very simple because this is a message for all the humanity. But Islam itself, it's a very deep religion that requires a lot of studying and understanding.